Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome back to Pokemon Ultra Moon. Last time, we went and visited Executor Island, and we were there for really just a brief moment of time. I think the cutscene that played around it probably took longer. Actually, that might not be true, because I did waste a lot of time trying to catch something. And then we came over here, bashed a bunch of Team Skullheads together. Team Skulls together, as it were. And now, we're going to enter Vast Poni Canyon. So, if I come out this way... let's see, is that Hapu down there? What do you have to say, Hapu? Oh, it's going to be more talking, of course. Alright, so Lily and Hapu are going to have a 5-hour hello. How was your day? What have you been doing? It's been 5 minutes since I last saw you session. Did everything go well? Well, I have to have Drago do everything for me yet again, but nothing wrong with that, Lily. People can't survive out all on their own. They have to get one another to help. They have to help one another out. Same for Pokemon, too. That's what my grandfather used to say. Thank you, Mudbray. It's the kindness of yours, Drago, that keeps the brilliant smile on Lily's face. Please wait. Oh, it's you guys again. So I still don't know exactly, like... Why do you look like the alien things from that one movie? Just as you use your own strength to overcome the trials before you, perhaps it is time we stop relying on others and instead take matters into our own hands. I don't like the sound of this. Now what have we learned to do Pokemon... Now that we have learned to do Pokemon battles ourselves, I think we might be able to resolve the situation with Necrozma on our own. If I'm strong enough, then we can do it. If I'm strong enough only to defeat you. Alright, so we're gonna fight. And, last time I saw you, you had, like, horrendously weak Pokemon. Like, one horrendously weak Pokemon specifically. Poipole. That's your name. You are a Psychic Ghost type? Which means the Brutal Swing is going to be infinity times effective? Nope, it just says regular effective. Are you Psychic Dark? Anyway, we're going to use Brutal Swing. Okay, you're going to buff your special attack, or special defense. Let's see how much damage this does. That is not a lot. Alright, good to know. I'm going to go and paralyze you then. And then Poison Jab. Oh, are you Psychic Poison? Are you Pure Poison? You might be Pure Poison. We're going to paralyze you. And if you're pure poison. You think that would be an easy alliteration to say, but no. If you're pure poison, I'm just going to go and switch into Bird Brain over here. And Bird Brain can probably make quick work of this. Let me see. Is it, what was it, Nihilego that's like part Psychic? Or is Nihilego also pure poison as an Ultra Beast? Because I'm pretty sure that's the direction we're going from here. You guys are from the other dimension, so you're going to be carrying Ultra Beast with you and whatnot, so this is probably one by association. Yeah, great. So Fly Miss, I guess it's not that bad that Fly misses now, because you can't really do anything to me anyway. Fell Stinger. That's a Bug-type move, which I quarter resist instead of, like, take 0 damage from, so I guess that's better than nothing. Nasty Plot. Yeah, raise your special attack, which you basically can't use against me. Go ahead and do that. So, we're going to keep flying, and this is going to, you're going to keep being paralyzed, which is fine, I guess. Birdbrain is going to land this time, and I just need one more. Let's see what Fell Stinger does. It's going to do 3 damage. I was going to say 2 damage as my, like, general purpose expression of that didn't do anything, but it did 50% more than 2 damage. Oh, great. We're gonna just prolong the inevitable, are we? I guess if I have any cross items for attack, I could use that, but I don't really feel like it. So instead, we're gonna watch this do another 3 damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna see you at the end of this fight. Alright, so that is astounding. Yeah, doing 3 damage, and we're how long into this game? That is pretty astounding. Anyway, the people of Alola battle with their Pokemon against one another to learn more about each other, after all. Alright, so Hapu is gonna introduce yourselves, and you're going to give them the dissertation, which I think I'm just gonna start speeding through. Like, seriously, why do we have to repeat everything 85 times in this game? So... When a Necrozma comes to attack this world, this looks somewhat important. Will you fight it in our place? Is this going to be another one of those yes or yes questions? Well then, the path to the shrine is through the canyon. You'll find other trainers in this place, though. They come for training. It'll be a tough road. You'll have to pitch in too, Lily. But if you two end up in any real trouble, Mudsdale and I will hasten to you. Is that the in-game explanation for how you miraculously end up back at the Pokemon Center if you white out? Anyway, it did not escape my notice, however, that you were level 49, even if you couldn't do anything to me. Oh, come on. The Vast Canyon, I wonder what we'll find ahead. What a mysterious statue. Do you think it means something? Probably not, honestly. It's a cool design. It's the sort of thing that I would just plaster over every level just because it looks cool. So you're going to give me a max revive, so I've got a couple of those, and when I clear the way, she's going to come charging through the path of avoidance. Oh, are you healing me again? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really needed that, but let's see what's in here. I think I saw a TM. A TM. What TM is this going to be? That is TM93 Wild Charge. Fusro Da might be able to learn that. Nope. And we're not really interested in any of the other ones. Alright, so nobody can learn Wild Charge. We will be ignoring that for now. And if I go into this little cave properly, we can start fighting our way through. So you look like a veteran. This should be a good fight. One would hope. Freedom is good. Alright, so you're the visiting American, are we? Is Behem really faster than Dragonair? Behem is slow. At least I thought it was slow. So, Mudsdale or Lily, will either of you heal me? You kind of imply that you will. Okay, you will heal me, so that's good. That'll definitely save me some time. So, you are leveled a lot, and I'm definitely sort of falling behind again, so I think I will go into the bag and turn on the Experience All. What pocket is that going to be? That's going to be, I got the Moon Flute now. The Experience All is going to be over here. We can turn that on. If I get to level, I don't know, 50-ish probably, I'll turn it off again, and then we'll proceed from there for a while. This looks like a return. That looks like something that I can create a return path to once I get to the end of the dungeon. Okay. Please be something interesting. That's a Carbink. Have I got a Carbink yet? I don't think I've got a Carbink yet. Apparently I do have a Carbink. I don't remember catching one. Anyway, Carbink is going to be slow. We're going to be able to run away from that. And if I come over this way, a couple more veterans, and I should be high enough level to actually get past that sort of thing. Let's try you. Backpacker Purdy. So this is the sort of, yeah, why not? This is the sort of weird thing that I will obsess over, but do rocks like this exist in Hawaii? Because these, like... That was a Golbat, I couldn't get away, and then it used Mean Look, so I had to fight it. Anyway, these sorts of, like, canyons, gorges, like Grand Canyon-looking areas, these form when you have something like a lot of layers of sandstone that deposit over time, and then water comes through and erodes away at the layers of sandstone, and you see the different layers like this. That's where you get things like this from. And I don't think that kind of geography really exists in Hawaii, as far as I know. So I had to go and look this up because this is actually pretty interesting. I didn't expect to find anything, but it turns out there actually is. The Nepali Coast State Park is not exactly like the Vast Poni Canyon. It doesn't really look as Grand Canyon-ish, but it is essentially a giant erosion zone formed when a bunch of water eroded away a solid cliff. And in the terrain left behind, you can actually see a bunch of striations like this where the different rock layers are like situated on top of each other. So yes, this is a thing that actually does exist in Hawaii. Very fun. How do I get there? Can I can I drop down? Is there like another cave back there that I can go through that I can't see from here? Anyway, let's go this way, and we've got double ace trainers. Alright, I will fight the double ace trainers, thank you. Five hit Icicle Spear at like 10 FPS is just a sight to behold. To you guys, it shouldn't look that bad because I do speed up these fights to like two and a half times. So to you guys, it should look at least like convincingly like 30 FPS, but to me it did not. All right. Also, your name was Amy, and to this day, every time I see Amy with two E's at the end, I think of the sharpshooter from Bravely Second Dunlair, who was named Amy, which is probably at least one of the top 50 worst name puns in that entire game. Alright, so if you don't want to fight those guys, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to fight those guys, because that was some pretty good experience, you can go and charge around the back of there. Boldore is apparently a new Pokemon. Should I toss a fastball at Boldore? I don't have that many Pokeballs left. I should probably go and buy some at some point. Although I don't know how many things that are left that I'm really interested in catching. But we have caught a Boldore and a fastball, which is some funny, humorous joke, I'm sure. Alright. But that's, I'm gonna need healing after this again, which again, fine, I've got more Moo Moo Milk than I know what to do with, and I did gain 12,000 Poké Dollars in that last fight because double battle plus Amulet Coin. Alright. Yeah, I actually haven't seen the screen in a little bit, have I? We are not going to be going and viewing any of that data. We are, however, going to go and heal. Anyway, I need like 1.5 more... Very funny. I need like 1.5 more levels before the repels are actually able to keep away most stuff. So let's go outside, and perhaps this will spare us from the random encounters for a little bit. Okay, so that looks like the way forward. Is this going to be another ring? As in, like, you could either take the long way or the short way around. That is a max revive, so Lila gave me one of those not too long ago. And I guess it's never a bad thing to have a bunch of those on hand. If I come out this way... Are there going to be, like, a lot of trainers in this area? What is that? That's got to be a hidden item. Cross attack. Alright, so don't usually go after the hidden items in this game because the item finder doesn't exist, tragically. But we are going to just take a guess on certain suspicious-looking rocks like that. Cross defense. Okay, so here we have... Is this going to be another split? Can we either fight some trainers or take the HM? Which, again, isn't really a choice in this game, because you have all your field moves available at all times in this game. Tyrantrum, nice choice. Speaking of choice, though, like, I don't really know why this game keeps doing this sort of thing, because it's not really a choice. And I don't think I'll go and heal, I think I'll just use a revive. It's not really a choice in that, like, there's no sacrifices you have to make if you want to avoid the trainer, aside from just spending, like, 5 seconds to get on and off the mount. I guess... I don't know, there's a part of me that thinks that having the illusion of choice, or having the illusion of a meaningful choice, is, like, the entire point at this point. But I just feel like it's... I'm one of the few people who will vouch for the existence of HMs. I don't like that some of the games had so many of them and that they were so as useless as they were. But I do think having to actually make choices about what you take with you on your team makes the game more interesting. Okay, that is an ambush. I like Pokemon, so do I. I like battling, I like using moves. We have a lot in common here, veteran lady. You made me work for that one, did you? A lot of lulls in that fight, though. Not complaining about that. So, I think I should probably now run back to Lily and heal, because nobody is in very good shape right now. I will BRB. Oh, wait. Okay, so there was... one more level, and then I can keep the random encounters away. So there was a pile of rocks there by that hiker that I apparently missed the first time and passed here. Alright, that is how we get to this item. Protein. I don't think anybody on my team can still make use of protein, but we will see. This is too good of an item not to try. So firstly, you. Yeah, I didn't think so. You. You didn't think so. You. I didn't think so. Alright, so you can still use the protein, although you are a mixed attacker, so that's less interesting on you. Alright, well, we're gonna go and continue onwards. Anyway, back to HMs. So I'm not gonna, like, die on the hill of, oh, they should bring HMs back, make Pokemon games slow again, or whatever. Not that this game really needs any help with that. But, can I summon Mudbray? I'm gonna have to summon Mudbray. Like... whenever you come up against a field obstacle in an older Pokemon game, you have different choices for how you deal with that. You could teach your regular team an HM, and you could, you know, forego a move slot. You could run around with 3 combat moves instead of 4. But yeah, when you come up against an HM obstacle, you can either have a dedicated HM user on your team, go around with 5 Pokemon instead of 6. You can teach the HMs to your regular Pokemon and sacrifice a move slot. you can, like, run back to the Pokemon Center, get a Pokemon that has the move that you need, and then, like, run back. That's also a valid choice. Or you can just, in some situations, just not care about the field move, and you can just ignore whatever's on the other side of the cut tree or whatever, which is also a valid choice. And, like, depending on how much you care about, like, exploration versus, like, getting through the game quickly versus a bunch of other things, you can make different choices with your field moves, and you can play the game in different ways. And when you get rid of HMs... and when all field moves are just available at all times, it doesn't really give you options for getting around the world in the way that you had before. And again, I'm not gonna make a big deal about bringing back HMs to Pokemon because I know how unpopular they were, and I know how I've met maybe one or two other people who was in favor of having them in the game at all, and. Okay, so if I need to run back to heal, are you going to be here and I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning? Because that would be convenient. Oh, are we going to have a character moment? Alright, I'll stop complaining for 5 minutes and we can literally have a character moment. Lily, you're bigger than they are. I did it! I made it all the way across. I shouldn't make fun of that one. That was nice. Alright, so we're gonna go and, I don't know, give them birdseed or something and they're gonna run away. Someday, I'd like to be more like you. I want to fight together with Pokemon and become strong enough to outdo even myself. You've got a long... Wow, that's mean. Alright, so Lily can have her time in the spotlight for this one. Do you want to rest too? Okay, so you're just gonna go and heal my entire team, so I wasted a couple of items. That's fine. So, if I do need to heal again, and I take it that means that there is still quite a ways to go in front of us because you're moving the healing point. Back to HMs, I do kind of wonder... Oh god, not these again. I do kind of wonder if, I wasn't on the internet a lot prior to Gen 4 in Pokemon. I don't really know what people thought about HMs and stuff in Gen 3, but I do kind of feel like, okay, where am I going? I do kind of feel like Gen 4 having as many HMs as it did, which direction do I push this? There's like a bunch of different, I think I want to push this that way. Let's go this way. I think Gen 4 having as many HMs as it did, and so many of those HMs being things like Defog, sort of... Alright, I see what I had to do. Probably turns people off of HMs a lot more than a game like Gen 5 would have. Alright, you know what? We're gonna fight you, because if I get, like, 2 more experience points, Struna's gonna grow to level 46, and then I'll finally be high enough level to get rid of all these things. It doesn't... I wouldn't mind that much if I just kept running into random encounters for a little while, but the fact that Dugtrio and Golbat are so fast... Thank you. That I rarely can actually get away from them when I run and I have to actually fight them. That makes it so much worse. Anyway, why am I going into the bag to heal? I can just, yeah, that's actually going to do something now. I can just go... I'm dying. Why is this game like this? Why am I playing this game? I really hate those force field encounters because they're... If they were just there and I could choose to run into them, that would be one thing. Again, players making choices, I think that's a fairly important part of game design. But since they are faster than you, it's kind of not up to you whether you run into them or not. Let's see. Can I... No, I'm hitting up on the control stick. Why are we going in... Oh, alright, so there's 2 of them. I wanted... And apparently the game thought it wasn't going to work like this. I wanted to push it like halfway and then like stagger it sideways into that hole, but... Yeah, you just run an autopilot, my finger's off the control stick and you're just... Alright, fine. What was I saying? If Gen 4's HMs weren't so bad, I feel like the outcry against them would have been much less. Let's get off that now because this thing is too slow. And, Like, defog, cut was always bad. It's kind of the obligatory early game bad HM. That's fine, whatever. But, like, defog, what else was there? Strength isn't great. It's a decent early game normal type move before you get, like, return or whatever. But, it falls off in power pretty fast. What else is there? Rock Smash, terrible. Glad that one didn't come back in Gen 5. Defog, one of the worst moves of all time. Fly is alright, surf is alright, waterfall is alright, rock climb. That would be an interesting field move if rock slide was a field move. Rock climb is bad. There are better moves like then it by the time you get access to it. Moves like dive and dig, I kind of feel like those are interesting. The two-turn moves, dive, dig, and fly. Those are interesting, like, the first couple times you use them, and then after that, it's just like they slow down the game. And you kind of don't want to use them. Like, why would you use dive when you also have waterfall? In defensive fly, I was kind of hoping you were going to use high jump kick while I was in the air, and that would have been funny. But, like, most of the same things learn dive as waterfall. Waterfall has the same power, it has a flinch chance, and more importantly, it doesn't take 2 turns to execute. Anyway, yeah, that's my HM ran. I'm going to fight you, and I think I'm going to end this off here on top of this bridge, because we've been going for a while. Just a little more than 8 more levels until an evolution. Anyway, let's see. HMs, I wish they came back. Don't miss Gen 4 when so many of them were just useless and there were as many of them as there were. That bridge does not look as cool as I thought it was going to. What if I just, like, look over from here? That looks kind of cool. Anyway, I'm going to end this off. My name is Dragonite. This is going to be Pokemon Ultra Moon. Next time, I don't remember how long this area goes. I hope we'll get to the end of this area next time. In the meantime, you should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.